I started on that journey at that particular time. And I think that once I started on that positive journey, things start falling into place for me. I got my 115 ripped up from a CEO who knew me. You know, back when I was opened up ass egg in High Desert, he was a gunner. And he was doing my hearing. And he tore up my 115. That's how I ended up getting down to Delano, New Delano. I get down to New Delano, you know, here I go, I get adverse transfer to CMC East. I get to CMC East, I run into one of my dudes that I know, and he's already on this whole positive putting programs together and, you know, suicide prevention programs, motivational speaking programs, you know, and AA programs. So he gave me the game.
And what was your goal at that point when you was getting the game from him?
Well, my goal was to take what he had, because he had a lifers group, and he had a long-term offender group for those individuals who been down a long time but don't necessarily got life, and you know what I mean, showing them how to, you know, talk and conduct themselves, and when they go to the board or whatnot. And so we used to do mock hearings and preparing individuals. And we've taken the data from that, what worked and what didn't work. So all the data I took from that, what worked and what didn't work, I took it with me to the next prison. When I started putting together programs, I got in a position to become Secretary of Education at Avenal. And I put together a program going through education and several programs, several self-help programs.
So this is roughly about 2000 or 2001 when you start to want to get involved in these programs.
Yeah.
Which programs did you take, and what did you get from those?
So I did the anger management, I did the conflict resolution, I did the criminal and gang anonymous, I did the Scared Straight program. I had a Scared Straight program in Avenal. I did that, talking to the youth. I did Timeless. I did a Timeless program. Yeah. So
the Scared Straight thing, they would bring kids to the prison?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh man, it was you know, it was very rewarding being able to give back to those, you know, youngsters and have an impact. And you can see the impact that you're having on them. They walk them across the yard, and we'll meet in the visiting room, and then, you know, we would get paired up with, you know, and we would write us a letter. We write them a letter, you know, through the program and whatnot. And yeah, that was very rewarding.
Were you getting some? Or what's the age range of the kids that they brought up there?
Like 10 to like 15.
And can you tell that some of these kids were definitely headed down the wrong path?
Yeah.
Were some of them stubborn?
I mean, some of them is like, you know, we understood, you know, single parent household, no father, you know, younger siblings. You feel like you got an obligation and you got to do something to help. You know what I mean? Mother trying to do as much as she can to work and help, you know, and you out there on the streets, you getting other like advice and tutelage from, you know, people on the streets. You know what I mean? So, you know, all that kind of like, we had that in common. A lot of the youngsters had that in common. They were acting out because they wanted to be heard, and they didn't know how to properly communicate what they were feeling.
And what are some of what's some type of words that you would share with one of these 12, 13, 14-year-old kids that they brought up to Avenal?
Well, I would just, you know, my rapport. First of all, I'd build rapport with them by letting them know that I was just like you, similar situation. I know what you're going through. But let me tell you that, the most important thing that you have right now is choices. You have choices and you have opportunities. In prison, your opportunities are very limited. Out there in the free world, you have abundance of opportunities and choices, right? So just try to guard your choices and make the right choices. I mean, one bad choice only takes a couple of seconds to make one bad choice and a lifetime to unravel it. You know what I mean?
Now, I've seen some of those Scared Straight programs where they have the guys that are in the prison yelling and screaming at the kids. It doesn't sound like that's the way you guys ran it.
No. We let the guys on the yard do that. Right? When we go out to the yard and we walk them around the yard, we tell the guys to turn up.
Yeah. How effective do you think that is to some of these youngsters?
It was very effective. I got some feedback. I got a feedback from some parents. You know what I mean? Like, they were glad I talked to them.
Now, when you volunteer basically to be part of these programs, I'm assuming the CDC starts to look at you and say, you know what, we appreciate you.
Yeah, it's differently. Yeah, they started to look at you differently.
And when you started seeing that you were looked at differently now by the CDC, I'm sure the COs, the police, did in your back of your mind say, man, maybe I really can get home one day?
Oh man, once I started on my journey, that was already solidified in my head that I'm going home. I'm not dying in prison. That's not gonna happen. I'm gonna blow this popsicle stand. I was determined. I used to tell the homies at the table, they playing dominoes and pinochle, they like, hey Wack, where you going? I said, I'm going to law library. I said, man, you always over there? I'm about to blow this popsicle stand. Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I guess it's hard to be taken seriously when you're talking that talk in prison, right?
Yeah.
So what? After you take some of these prison programs, at some point, you start to develop your own thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description. And thanks for watching StreetTV.net.